In today's video, we are lucky to be in one of Europe's oldest brush factories with over 130 years to its history. And we're hoping to figure out why Kolinsky brushes are so unique, get to see exactly how they're made, and why the cheapest brushes cost as much as $15 and go all the way up to $3,000 for something of this size. Kolinsky sable brushes have been widely revered as the best brushes, not only just for miniature painting but also for watercolors, as these brushes give the finest tip of the paintbrush, the most controlled release, and what it sometimes feels as a never-ending reservoir of paint. While there are other types of brushes like squirrel or weasel that have many similar features, there is no one that has the same snap, release and control as the fabled Kolinsky sable paintbrush. Since the start of my hobby journey, I've gone through I don't know how many brushes. I know for sure that I've painted with a couple of hundred different types of models and sizes, both from different brands but also using different materials. And even if there are many good alternatives out there, for us as miniature painters, there is nothing beats the Kolinsky sable. It's like the Ferrari of brushes. The way that it holds its tip gives you the same fine control as if you were painting sometimes with a single strand of hair, but it holds so much more paint and gives you so much more control. There is one thing that many of you have never been able to witness, and that is exactly how these are produced. A process that might be simpler than you think, but is way more difficult to master. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go in and see where all the brushes are actually made. It's kind of a massive place, to be honest. First of all, every brush needs its hair. The Kolinsky sable brushes are made from a very specific type of weasel, the Siberian weasel Mustela sibirica. And the hair is where the biggest part of the cost of the brushes derive.
Best quality comes from the male winter tail. The winter is logical because in winter it's cold, much colder, so the fur is thicker. There is a selection and there is a huge difference in price if you have male, female hair, summer or winter tail.
Everything in the Master Series brushes comes from the winter tail of the male sable. The factory we're in, Da Vinci, dress their own hair.
This dressing process takes about 3 to 6 months. Selecting, cutting hair, disinfecting the hair, taking the fat from the hair, just to have it in the right condition for the brush maker, and also to have a hair with a very low electrostatic charge. So the hair needs to rest a bit before we can make brushes.
They try to preserve every single hair from the tail and sort them into lengths. In total, every tail has about 1.2 grams of hair. It is not a lot. In the back of the tail you got the longest hairs, ranging from 50 to 90 millimeter. And at the core, you've got the shortest. The hairs need to be a minimum of 25 millimeters to be worked on, and these only work on the smallest brushes. The price of a batch of 25 millimeter hair is a lot cheaper than the hairs of 90 millimeters length. This is super rare that I'm holding in my hand right now.
But this will be a brush in the end that is like this size.
So it's like a 2,000 euro, 3,000 euro brush you make from one of these. It's pretty crazy.
And we are able to make maybe 5 to 6 brushes a year because we cannot get more hair in the city.
The hairs that are used for the miniature painting brushes that we use on the daily are thankfully not nearly as rare, and therefore quite a lot easier to make than the bigger ones. To call yourself a brush maker in the Da Vinci factory, you need to have spent 3 years in apprenticeship, learning to master the materials, the shapes of the brushes, the length, and how to make every brush as good as it can be.
Hi, my name is Julian. I'm a CEO from Da Vinci. And my great uncle, he asked me to come into the company, and I told him I just will do it if I learn everything from the beginning. So I did the apprenticeship and the master brush maker.
Everyone in this factory is truly a craftsman. So not only is the CEO a big boss, he's also spent the hours to master the craft himself. When making the brushes, the Kolinsky hair is kept in a dispensing machine that can be calibrated for every type of brush. Depending on how much, how long hair, and what tapering you have, you get very different qualities from the brush. And this dispenser makes sure that you don't have too much or not enough hair in any of the brushes. It is super vital to have the exact right amount of hair in every brush. If you don't, you're gonna have all kinds of troubles. If you have too much hair in it, the hairs are gonna start splaying and pushing apart. If you don't have enough, the brush is not gonna have the right snap and release the right amount of paint. Once you have the right amount of hair, they're put in a brass cup and bumped on a marble table. The material is more important than you think. There's no plastic allowed on the tables, so you don't get any static charges. But you also need the exact right bump with your brass cups to get the hairs perfectly in place. The inner shape of the brass cup is what decides the tapering of the brush. There's hundreds of different variations, and they're all custom made depending on how you want the brush to act. In the early dressing process, all hairs in these cups are angled downwards. If there's one thing you do not want, is to have the tip of the hairs damaged. So all the follicles of the hairs are angled downwards to the bottom of the cup and the ends of the hairs are upwards. You can hear how this brass tapping on the marble, it's permeating through the factory. It's almost like this mantra that's just going on in the background on the factory floor. The brush maker then spins a cotton thread around the hairs to bind them together. She manually shapes the brush with her fingers by squeezing and spinning the hair. This helps create the final shape. And while we therapeutically get to enjoy how some of these brushes are made, before we continue with each step by step, let me quickly talk about this week's sponsor, Squarespace. I know that a lot of our viewers are creatives, and many of you probably have side hustles or side businesses that you want to turn into a full-time thing. And if you want to do that, you know what? Only basing your business on social media is not enough today. Thankfully, there are those services that helps us make our own platform to make us seem professional, and Squarespace is the #1 platform on the internet for that. Squarespace have like a billion award-winning templates that helps you make an amazing looking website with their simple drag and drop system. They give you a template and you just adapt that to make it your unique website. And over the past couple of years, they've developed something called Design Intelligence that even more so guides you through the process, helps you create the right texts and information where it needs to be. It's literally drag and drop, and you can make anything from gated content like subscriptions, galleries for your artwork, or you can sell products online. Heck, just check out the Squidmar website where we host our shop, sell our wet palettes, paint sets, etc. All of this is hosted on Squarespace, and honestly, it looks kind of fire. Now, if you want to try out Squarespace, it is completely free to do it for 30 days. Try to build your own website, make your business look professional, and then when you're ready to launch the website, you head to squarespace.com/Squidmar or use the code Squidmar and you'll get 10% off your entire purchase of a website and a domain. If you're serious about making your thing a full-time thing, freaking go check it out, my dudes. Now, let's get back to the factory.
For the small sizes, we keep the cotton thread inside to make sure that the shape does not move again. After that, the cotton thread is glued together with the hair, so nothing happens.
Yeah. The hair bundle is then pushed through the back end of the ferrule with a heavy swing. The hairs are then pulled out through the top of the ferrule to a perfect length, and then double checked so that every brush has the exact same length and specification. The brush maker control checked this 2-3 times for every brush, so there is as little discrepancy as possible between the brushes.
So we have a tolerance of 0.5 millimeters. This is our tolerance we allow, as the hair length is very important also to the snap of the brush.
Yeah.
So if it's too long, it gets floppy. Too short, it's too stiff. So it needs to have the right balance always.
Yeah. At the Da Vinci factory, there's always a dozen brush makers working at all times, pushing hair through ferrules and making them ready for the next step in the brush making process. This is one of those steps that might seem like a mundane task, but it's one of the most sensitive parts of the manufacturing process, gluing the hairs.
It's a special glue, and the consistency of the glue has to be adjusted to the structure of the hair. Fine hair, thin glue, and thick hair or bristle means thick glue. So it's very important before we start to work on a production batch, that the person who is gluing the brushes adjusts the glue with the right consistency.
At the back of each ferrule, there's now a manual amount of glue added to each and every brush. This locks the hair in place and makes sure that they stay together in the ferrule. The glue is a secret formula that keeps every hair in place without changing the properties of it. You need sensitive hands and feet to hold this position, as too much glue will ruin the brush in an instant. And the amount is manually set for every size of brush. No batch is like the other, so you need both experience and skill to master this part of the process. With the glue in place, the ferrules are left to dry in a warm kiln. It's not an oven.
It's a warm room,
Yeah.
right? Not a sauna. This helps the glue to dry. For the small sizes, it's a
Okay.
couple of hours. So we normally take them out the next day, and then they go to the dry check, as we
Okay.
say.
The brushes are then taken back to the brush makers for the first quality control step of the process. In the Da Vinci factory, the masters then dry check all of the brushes to make sure that all the hairs are correctly added and in good condition. And of course, behave in the way that it's supposed to. If there are any stray hairs going crazy or turned the other way around, they will be removed at this step. The hairs are never cut to length. If there's something wrong, they need to be completely removed, because if you have cut hairs, that is going to ruin the property of the brush. There are no shortcuts to making amazing Kolinsky sable brushes. And when it comes to the Squidmar Kolinsky sable brushes, they're all added to a wood handle. These specific ones we show in this video are the Squidmar Mark II Kolinsky sable brushes, and at the day of this release, well, that's today, they're using an embossing machine with gold foil. The machine heats up templates that are pushed onto the wood to give a nice engraved feel with the gold, making it just look luxurious. Once the engraving is done, it is time for the crimping machine. Each and every ferrule is manually placed on this machine that is specially engineered for this purpose. This machine then crimps the ferrules in place on the handles, and this pretty much means that it pushes it in place with force, bending the ferrules so that it fits in place without any added glue. In many factories, the Kolinsky brushes are called done at this stage and move forward to prepping for stores. But for the Squidmar brushes, we've asked Da Vinci to add a second layer of quality control in the factory, meaning that we've added a wet test for every single brush, adding moist to them, twirling them around to make sure that the tip of the brush holds and there is no additional hairs going haywire. If there are any brushes that behave weirdly, they're put aside to see what the issue is, if it can be fixed, or if they need to be removed. An extra step that normally might not seem necessary, but for us at this stage feels super important. With that, the brush production is done, but they are not quite ready for the stores yet. To protect the brushes during shipping and handling, they are first dipped in a bath of gum arabica, a sort of starch that then hardens the brushes. It needs to rest for about 2 days until it's fully dried. This is the thing that makes the brush feel stiff and hardened when you see them in store or receive them in hand. Once they're fully dried, the brush cap is manually added to each one of these brushes to make sure there's no chance the bristles are struck or hit during shipping. Normally now, your brushes would be ready. This is how a high-end brush looks that has double layers of quality control. However, we want this brand new release of the Squidmar Mark II Kolinsky sable brushes to be the best that it possibly can be. And we want to be able to guarantee that what we give you is something that we'd be proud of using ourselves. So we have manually checked every single brush that's been produced for us another time. And if there's something that makes us a little bit worried that there could potentially be something wrong, we've added a second layer of wet testing, testing the brush on our hands and on miniatures to make sure that it holds the tip, that it behaves the way that it should be. So every single brush that leaves this studio has not been checked once, not twice, but 3 times that it's good quality. And this is something that has taken us a lot of time and also cost a lot for us, but we think it's so worth it to make sure that you guys get the best miniature painting brushes out there. We then pack the brushes in their packing materials. These boxes that also double as your brush holder and travel case to keep your brushes safe. Now this is the new Squidmar Mark II Kolinsky Sable brush box. It is kind of fly. But we've also designed the first ever Squidmar Pro Grade Synthetic, the Squidmar White brush set. You know, white as in a ghostly skeletal figure, not as the color. A vegan alternative that is an awesome complement, or for those of you out there who don't want to use natural hair, this is something that we have been producing for the last 4 years together with DaVinci, and we're super proud of how they turned out. If you want more information on those, we've made a video over on our second channel, Squidlebits, explaining how the process was to make these brushes. But with that, we are done with the production of Kolinsky Sable brushes. It was super inspiring to be in the DaVinci factory, to see the rest of the city and learn about the factory's rich history. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash like on the video, it helps the video get to new people. Also subscribe if you want to see more awesome miniature painting content. And if you wanted to check out the brushes, thanks to Squarespace, we now have a website where you can go check out the Squidmar Kolinsky Sable brushes and the brand new Pro Grade synthetic brushes. But I almost forgot. Our patrons, they are amazing, and it's a lot thanks to them that we can do this full-time for a living. Especially the top donors, they're bougie bastards.